Well, I thank the chairman for his overindulgence in introducing me. Certainly undeserved. It's an honor to be before your committee. For the first time, I'm here as a replacement for Chairman Klein, who is in the NDAA markup as we speak. I'm also honored to be with Ranking Member Miller, a distinguished gentleman from California, who on some days I smile at his retirement, and on days like today, Mr. Chairman, I smile for a different reason because of his leadership over the years. On this particular issue, an issue that I would say to the rest of your membership, Mr. Chairman, shouldn't have any political boundaries. I certainly don't see this, and without speaking for Ranking Member Miller, I don't think he sees this, nor does the committee see this as a Republican initiative or a Democratic initiative. This is about our future. This is about our children. And I think that's why in committee this language that you're considering here today enjoys so much support. I would point out to the chairman that this is not a new issue. This is language that was literally pulled from H.R. 5, the Student Success Act that passed the House earlier this Congress, and it's also language that is very similar to, I believe, H.R. 2218, which passed with overwhelming bipartisan support at the final tally being 365 to 44. So here we are, and in a nutshell, and I won't be long, the charter school concept, I hope, as we all understand, but certainly as this bill continues to incentivize and support, provides parents with additional options for their children's education. And that's a great thing. First of all, allowing parents to be better parents and allow children to excel in the environments that parents know them to excel best in. So that's number one. Number two, to the extent the federal government, to the extent that we are involved in education, and specifically K through 12 education, this is a good way for us to be involved. It provides a lifeline, sometimes quite literally, to low-income students who are trapped in failing schools. And I think it's time that the entire country at every level realizes that when we build a school, when we have a school system, it's for the children, not necessarily the adults. And that's what education in this country needs to get back to, and a charter school concept as incentivized, as promoted by this legislation, does just that. Also, charter schools have proven successes in providing students a quality education. Now, I'm not here to try to promise you, Mr. Chairman, that every charter school is a good one. Some, in fact, fail. There is good and bad in everything, in every industry, in life generally. But what the charter school concept does in exchange for the liberty of letting teachers try new methods and allowing parents to have their children taught in different ways that are specific to the kinds of learning patterns that that allow them to be successful, we require accountability. And that's also something that permeates our entire life in every facet. Accountability. We all need to be accountable to ourselves, to others, to someone, to things. And this legislation does that. Specifically, the bill modernizes and streamlines the existing charter school program. It does that by consolidating the two existing charter school programs into one funding stream, and has a authorization level at $300 million each for fiscal year, fiscal year 2015 through 2020. This, in fact, is lower than current law, and lower still is the appropriations for this at $248 million. But these numbers are in line with the budget agreements that we have recently come to, again, as Republicans and Democrats. Where it differs than current law is that it not only supports the creation of charter schools, but the expansion and the replication of charter schools. And that's the big difference here. This bill has broad support from groups like the U.S. Chamber, the Business Roundtable, the National Alliance for Public Charter Schools, and Chiefs for Change, among many others. So with that, Mr. Chairman, thank you again for your time, and I'm prepared to yield back and answer any questions that your committee and yourself may have.